1 2 1 2. Are you ready?
It's all about experience. It's to feel the adrenaline running through our veins. Like all the things we do that excite us. Whatever world we come from or live in, there are people that are born to succeed. They're called special, to hustle every day for an opportunity of a lifetime. Looking for the challenge to shape our future is something that's in our DNA. A privilege just available for a few. Traders, we see things differently, paying attention to every small detail that would maybe go unnoticed by the common eye. On or by the edge is our playground, with a constant strive for glory, seeking for a new tomorrow. Do you feel special? Take back control of your investments.
Wagwan, everyone.
Yeah, I did some calls and to sell my kidney. I'm ready.
No, Marwan, just go with your home. Don't go with your kidney.
No problem, Marwan. You have two of them. You can miss one.
Yeah, exactly. Good investment.
Yep. From that money, you buy another one.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Full margin.
Full margin, double your money. So, I'm gonna get my charger in a minute, but until that, I'm gonna quickly explain that finally gold has entered the second sell zone, which perfectly, as soon as it tapped in, it started to melt. So I entered into a sell at 56 and 55, and you know, it's still looking good for a sell so far. There's no guarantee it won't continue higher, but fundamentally and technically speaking, it is a good sell zone. Now, price did drop around, let's say call it 50 pips. So this is today's setup. And I'm gonna get my charger in a minute. Price did drop around.
Wow. I need it. Okay.
Wow.
Thumbs up.
Alright, so many people have been wondering, like, why is the stream starting an hour later? The answer to this is because we have a stupid thing in Europe, which is the daylight saving. So the clocks go back 1 hour just to save some daylight, but it doesn't really save anything, it just pisses me off.
No. Now it's light in the morning and dark when I go home. No.
Yeah, 3:30, 4 o'clock, it's pitch black. Absolutely annoying. Right. So where do we begin the analysis?
From the start, as always.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
by
mute
muting
everyone.
man.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute everyone because, yeah, kids are screaming, wives are shouting.
Exorcist.
Oh, yeah, exorcism. So annoying. So, alright, gang, where do we begin the analysis?
At the start, the news.
The microeconomics.
Macroeconomics, absolutely. So we discussed the current market sentiment, which is divided into two groups. The first one, if I can find the article, but basically the first group, let's start with this one because this is already open. So the first one is the bulls, who are expecting that the Fed is going to slow down with the rate hikes. Now, Morgan Stanley Wilson is one of the most followed and the most famous analysts. He is, when I worked on the fixed income desk, he was already a veteran, like many years ago. We subscribed for his analysis for, I think it was about $2,000 a month. It was ridiculously expensive. But I wouldn't say he's always right, but he's very sharp and good analyst. And he says that the end of Fed tightening is nearing. Now, what does it mean to the market is when the Fed is slowing down with the rate hikes, then we can expect stock market start to rally. And usually it happens when the economy is turning into a recession. That's when the stock market starts to go up. And investors, you know, the lower the interest rate, the more, how to say, stock market and, you know, risk on assets are more, God, I can't find the word, I just woke up. What is the word? Help me.
What you trying to say?
So it's more, it's looking better for investors, more appealing for investors. Yeah, that's the right word. And yeah, stock market should go up. But the question is that, and the market is divided into two, that, you know, is the Fed really going to start slowing down with the rate hikes? Because this week we have something called the FOMC interest rate decision. Economic calendar. It's going to be tomorrow. So the Fed will decide about the size of the interest rate. Now, I mentioned many times that the number one goal of the Fed is to tackle inflation. So the monetary policy has a dual mandate, is to provide full employment, managing the monetary policy and the supply of money in the economy. And they also have another job, which is to have a 2% inflation. Longer run goals, yeah, it's all said in here. Now, God, I just woke up. I need some more coffee.
What?
So,
you woke up?
Yeah, I had a afternoon sleep.
Power nap.
Power nap, but I feel more
fuck's
tired
sake.
now.
Yep.
So the question is whether the Fed is going to continue to raise interest rate. Is this a question, or would we know the answer?
We do know the answer.
Yes, they are going to continue to increase interest rate. The question is, are they going to follow Royal Bank of Australia and Bank of Canada, who already started delivering lower than expected rate hikes? So one group on the market, the bulls, are expecting the Fed to pivot. And we could see that stocks have been going absolutely nuts in the past few weeks. One of the reason is the earnings season. The other reason is because, you know, when they see money, when they smell money, they start to come up with all this nonsense that, oh, the Fed might going to stop with the rate hikes. No, they won't stop. Oh, the Fed going to deliver a lower than expected rate hike. Is possible, but, you know, I think the chances are slim to none. I think they're going to deliver a 75 basis point rate hike because the labor market is still too tight, the economy is still overheating, and we don't see any signs of inflation slowing down. So, if the Fed delivers tomorrow 75 basis point, what does it mean for stocks? What does it mean for gold? And what does it mean for USD, Japanese yen?
it gives a 75 basis point hike, then gold goes down, USD JPY goes up, and yeah, that's pretty much it. US 30 goes up, sorry, goes down.
Exactly. What happens if the Fed delivers a 50 basis point rate hike?
Gold goes up, US 30 goes up, and USD JPY goes down.
Yes. Okay, let me just show you. So let's imagine that you know, this is the date when the Fed is delivering the rate hike. We have two options. So if the Fed delivers 75, no, that goes down here. I almost tricked you, haven't I? And this is the 50 basis point. Now, what does it mean if the Fed delivers lower than expected rate hike? It puts pressure off from the corporate bond market and you know, from the borrowing, meaning that, you know, people who have mortgages, companies who have corporate bonds issued, so all the debt is becoming cheaper and cheaper, and this is why stocks should rally if the Fed delivers a 50 basis point rate hike. Now, 75 basis point rate hike would mean that no, the Fed won't pivot and they are going to continue hiking, which I think the chances are much higher than normally, because we don't see any signs of weakness. Now, what's the problem with this? It's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. And we have 28 hours until the interest rate decision. So, you know, it's a long time. The good thing is that, or I don't know whether it's good, but if you look on the technical side, gold has reached an important resistance level. So if you look at this trend line, and now we're moving into the technical analysis part, because we always do start with the market sentiment, macroeconomics, and the fundamentals. So technically speaking, we have this nice trend line, which may or may not hold. You know, trend lines are not always reliable. They tend to break. That's why they're there. But we also have the weekly pivot. You can see at 1652, we have the weekly pivot, which we broke through today. But chances are very high that price is going to levitate or gravitate around the weekly pivot. Now, we have two confirmations that this could be a good turning point. Let's have a look on the almighty Fibonacci. If you look at the Fibonacci, we are at the 61.80, which lines up, almost lines up with the weekly pivot, with the trend line. And if you look left on the chart, we also have a consolidation, which was a wedge earlier at around this price level. So it is a retest that we just experienced, and I have to admit that it caught me off guard. When I went to sleep last night, closed all the position, and overnight price broke out from this descending channel and just pushed up all the way. I didn't even attempt, so it was 200 pips. I had one attempt to short, then closed out, and I was like, you know, fuck it. I'm late because the move already started. And there was another potential pivot point where I was expecting price to turn, but that hit stop loss, and that was my entry around this price level. And now it's more likely that price is going to move around the weekly pivot, around just below the resistance level at the Fibonacci golden zone. So this is where we are now. I entered into a sell because I sent an analysis out to you guys that I will be looking for sells between 55 and 58. Where is that? Yes, that's it. And now we just have to wait, because I don't think we're going to see too much of a movement today, even though let's have a look at the economic calendar. Maybe we have some news today. We discussed in the morning that we have JOLTS job openings, which is a labor market indicator. It tells us about the health of the labor market. We have the ISM manufacturing in 41 minutes. Problem with this is that the US is, by nature, it's not a manufacturing country. It's more of a consumption country and service-based economy because it's quite developed. China, on the other hand, is a manufacturing industry. But also this one. What's the manufacturing PMI? Let's analyze it for a second. Who can tell me what's PMI?
It's a producer manufacturing index, and it's the price for producer to produce, basically how much it costs them. So we can see how much inflation is stuck in the industry.
Yeah, this is, some people consider it as, or categorize it also as kind of like an inflationary indicator. And sorry, I just need to remove someone from YouTube. So it's also considered as an inflation indicator, but it has more of a, it's more complex indicator because it tells about the purchasing managers, about export, imports, production, backlog of orders. So a lot of data goes into this number, but basically a lower than expected number is telling that the manufacturing industry is in fact shrinking or contracting. So we discussed about the potential outcomes of the Fed interest rate decision. Now we just have to wait and find, you know, either a reversal point or a support, which price just arrived to the weekly pivot, this one here. And the reason why I said it's most likely going to gravitate and move sideways just to trick everyone, because no one knows what's going to be the interest rate decision. So this is the level which can give a good foundation for a long if the rate hike is lower than expected, but also it could give a very good resistance level if the Fed delivers a 75 basis point rate hike. So this is kind of the no man's land.
I think we're going up for they move it to a nice sell zone that they expect 75 base points. That's my theory.
Do you expecting 1660, 1665?
64.
69? How about 69?
No 69 anymore.
Go on.
Not anymore.
Go on, Raul, go on.
No, it's 79 now. By now you have to know, guys, inflation caused the stall. I think this up move is they prepare for buying cheap or selling cheap.
Yeah, discount price, but you know, you have to admit that this price level is looking quite sexy for a sell.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee it won't go higher because, you know, a ton of liquidity sitting above, you know, in this zone. I would say a ton of liquidity.
We need a little bit of a pullback because of we had such a nice move from last night.
Yeah.
But I agree. But I don't sell yet. I wait.
I did enter into a sell.
Good.
I have to admit.
Yeah, it should look like that. It's a nice zone.
It is a nice zone.
Yep. And so much green candles, you have to do something.
So that was
very good.
That was the entry. Let me just show you. But it come at the cost of one stop loss hit in the morning, because I had a feeling it's gonna come up, but I entered too early, unfortunately. and I think I wasn't alone, right?
Did you press 3 times sell, 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 sell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question is, should we look for another entry, or what kind of signs or confirmations we need in order to start selling?
I want to see in lower high somewhere.
Okay.
650 should
TP
break.
now.
The first kind of confirmation would be if we have, you know, the break of structure, the break of trend line, whatever you call it, but you can see that this is just a beautiful, beautiful bullish market structure. So we have an upper trend line, we have a lower trend line. So we want price to break, to go below the pivot, to break the trend line, and that would mean it breaks the structure, the previous higher low. We know the fundamentals. It only happens if the Fed delivers 75 basis point rate hikes. So actually, that is the strongest confirmation. If they do it, it's without no brainer. You have to sell it. We can draw as many trend lines as we want, but that is going to be the ultimate Jolly Joker, which I guess Jay Powell is going to pull out from his pocket. But if you're a technical trader, which there's nothing wrong with it, I've seen many talented technical traders who ignore fundamentals, then you need to look for the confirmations. You need engulfing candle, you need trend line break, you need structure break, you need order block, whatever you call it. You need at least 3 to 4 confirmations. So the question is it too late to enter into a sell for those who missed it?
No.
I don't think so, but you have to prepare that price is going to be volatile within this zone. So now we reach the top, and it's going to most likely create a ceiling and a floor, which right now is this zone right here. So if you missed a sell, this is not financial advice, but if you're only entering now, you have to accept a little bit wider stop loss, you know, above the previous high, above the ceiling. There is no guarantee it won't hit the stop loss because, you know, there's a ton of liquidity sitting here. So this is kind of like a risky entry. A more conservative entry would be if you wait for the structure break, the trend line break, the hard break, all the breaks. That would be a conservative, which I don't know. I have feeling that is going to happen only tomorrow. If it happens before, then actually it's good because you can catch that nice 100, 150 pip drop, and then you just wait for the retest. But most likely price is going to move sideways within this zone, closing out all the sellers and all the buyers. That said, you know, at least we have something to work with. What do you think?
Thomas, one more thing. If you look at the 15 minutes and look at the RSI, you have really nice divergence every single step.
Is it double your money diversion?
Yes, I think it's gonna, as you said, it's gonna drop. You can
Drop
see
it like it's hot.
really nice.
Diversion. Very good. Okay, today's analysis delivered to you by Marwan. Marwan is short, super short, right, Marwan?
I'm tall, but I'm super short on gold.
All right, so we have another confirmation, ladies and gentlemen. That is beautiful. Just racking up the confirmations. Now, quickly, who wants to look at US 30?
I'm also short on US.
I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this. I need to enter into short then.
It took the previous high, trick the double top, and then now grab
Triple
some
top.
liquidity, and I think it's a nice slide.
Yeah, I just entered into a short, but it's quite a wide stop loss.
Yeah, small lot. Don't risk it a lot.
My mouse is going crazy. So let me just delete the drawings. How did you like the morning briefing today?
Always excellent.
Very, very good.
Very good, very
good. So many people every morning.
Yeah, more people turning up. Like right now in the Zoom we have 145 people, which is quite unique. I don't think I remember we had 146 before.
Hello, Thomas.
You're so funny, Raul.
I'm not funny. Fuck off. Oh, sorry, Float. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Bad.
Damn.
Sorry, Sophie. I'm just joking, mate. Ma'am.
Okay, I know, I understand.
It's just
We're
a normal.
live. We're live, Raul. Huh?
What?
We are live on YouTube.
Yeah, I forgot that. Shall I tell a joke, guys? No.
Yeah, please.
Come on, it's time for a joke.
No, I don't do that. Thomas
Come on,
will be
Raul,
kicked
tell us a
off
joke. Tell us a
from
joke.
YouTube.
Tell us a joke.
No, I can't do that. Too risky.
It's like
Is
the
it-
video. So
It's like a
people can go
dirty
up.
joke.
Yes. I only have dirty jokes.
When is it not dirty? Like it's dirty all the time.
Yep.
When it goes in the washing machine.
Even then,
Ha ha ha. Funny. funny.
it came out dirty again.
Oof.
You should use bleach, man.
Bleach. Yes.
And look at that. Going back to TradingView now, it's just bouncing off from the weekly pivot. So now it is the most disgusting zone that's coming.
Yeah, and New York opened now.
Oh yeah, actually it does. I keep getting confused because of the daylight saving. Now that New York is opening at 2:30 instead of 3:30. So.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Thomas. It's my first
Hello.
time talking here.
Who is that?
Just to share my analysis on gold. I've seen that in the DXY, there's a downwards wedge, which is now breaking out.
Excellent.
And then also, as in the 5 minutes, and then gold is on an upward wedge, which is also breaking down. And then on top of that, there's a head and shoulder pattern on the 5 minutes.
So what's the conclusion? Buy or
So
sell,
it should
stop
go
loss?
down. I
Very
have
good.
a sell at 16.55.
Very good. You know, there's no guarantee it's not going to pull a dirty move and tap into the liquidity above, because there's a ton of liquidity sitting in that area. But thank you for confirming. Now, you know,
Yeah.
great
It's
minds
more of a
think alike.
short-term trade for me.
Yeah, it's, you know, if it's 50 pips, it's still good. Thank you so much, Victor, and welcome to the team.
No problem.
Keep talking. Yeah.
US 30, come on, drop.
Yields going up.
The yield's going up.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Chintan, before you joined the AlphaFX, how many times did you look at the yields?
Never. Didn't even know what it is.
Jesus, what's this? You didn't know what are the
It's only
US government?
alpha. It's only, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even know what it was, very frankly. I just always heard about it. It is your education that really gave us the path. So thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
But,
So clearly, clearly yields are on the rise. For a reason, if you look at the global yields, Canada, Germany, Great Britain, Japan, Australia, and of course the almighty US. The yields year to date are increasing without a doubt because inflation appeared in 2022 and all the central banks are trying to fight inflation because it's not good. It can easily escalate into hyperinflation, which would kill economies, countries, all the growth that they had. Billions, if not trillions of dollars would be vanished within a matter of hours. So to fight inflation, the Fed and every central bank around the world has started a tightening cycle where they're raising interest rates in order to tame inflation. And if the yields are rising, then when they reach a positive territory, so it's the nominal bond yield minus the core inflation, and if it gives you a positive number, which is the real rate, the real yield, if it gives you a positive number, then inflation or investors have a chance to invest in government bonds and actually not inflate the money away, their money not inflating away. And when this happens, that is super bearish for gold. So when the rates are rising in a positive real yield environment, then gold should drop. Alright, let's see if US 30 is going to be dirty today.
Hello? Leanne? Can you hear me?
No, no.
No, sorry. How you doing, Shabazz?
Sorry.
You make it too easy, guys. Come on.
You're surrounded with dads. It's a too easy target. Too easy target. How can I help, Shabazz? You see what you did, Raul? Now you chased away,
he's trying
Shabazz.
to fix his microphone now.
He's shy, man.
US 30 is dirty.
Yeah.
What are the chances that it's going to, both of them, gold and US 30, is going to make a dirty move, tap into the liquidity above the sell zone, and then just melt?
Story of our lives.
So, and because we have a lot of uncertainty in the market, so I explained the market is divided into two groups. The first one are the bears. How to be a bear. Now, first one are the bears, which are actually economists and all the academics, who they say that the Fed, if they keep continue raising interest rate, they're going to push interest the economy into a recession. But also, they advocates of the 75 basis point rate hike because inflation is still with us. The other group in the market are the bulls, who gained momentum during the earnings season, such as Wilson, one of the most famous analysts from Morgan Stanley, says that if the Fed, actually that was JP Morgan who said it, that if the Fed increasing only with 50 basis point rate hike, Morgan Stanley sees 6% advance to 4,150 on S&P 500. Of course, US 30 and Nasdaq would go up. JP Morgan was more bullish. They said it's going to be 10% increase. Now, 10% increase on US 30 and Nasdaq is substantial. It means thousands of pips. So, those are the two groups on the market, and that's the division between, you know, who's bullish, who's bearish, who's see long, who's see short, and that's what currently the market sentiment is. And gold is nicely dropping. And this morning, I can't remember who was it, but brought up a very interesting theory which would lead to a 50 basis point rate hike only. And that reason is actually the midterms election, because the Fed, you know, even though it's an individual institution, they don't want to fuck up the market and election. Oh, where is my thingy?
I think it was from Raoul.
No, someone else said it in the morning. Oh, awesome.
I mean, that's probably why it's rallying so hard, and it won't drop as much. If it were to drop from where it was before, it would be a substantial drop, right?
Yeah. So maybe that's why the market is pushing up.
That's probably why it's all of it is rallying now, and then when the FOMC rate comes in, the dollar's going to go bullish, and this will probably land up at the targets we had earlier.
Yeah, so it would be the same bottom where it was. So the drop wouldn't be as substantial. Yeah, I like this idea.
Yeah. Because I don't think they'd want to drop it that hard when you have the midterm election so close.
True that. I like it. You see, that's what I like, guys, when you start thinking and bringing ideas. It makes me start thinking. So, quickly, let's have a look. We have ISM manufacturing in about 20 minutes, and we discussed that even though the US is not a manufacturing industry or economy, and also we have the JOLTS job openings, which, you know, it's not the strongest labor market indicator, data that tells about the health of the labor market. Is still important along with the ADP. This will be useful for the Friday NFP because it will give us some hints about whether the labor market is cooling or overheating, it's tightening or start to break up. And the market is really, again, as soon as we hit that sweet spot on gold, now it just started to move sideways, as exactly as I said in the beginning of the stream. Oh wow, the guys in YouTube did deliver 238 not pips likes already, and we only 40 minutes into the stream. How exciting. Well then, guys. Someone said it's 1 minute until PMI. No, 16 minutes, brother. 16 minutes. Or maybe you missed 6. Okay, I'm gonna start closing in some positions, locking in some profits. It's not a lot. It's only like 20 pips, but you know, these days before FOMC, I'm quite satisfied with even that. At least it covers the breakfast and the coffee in the morning, maybe some dinner as well. Horla pip circuit says 1 minute. I don't know, guys, what you guys looking at, but oh, the manufacturing PMI. But we have the ISM manufacturing PMI. So the PMI is above
US 30.
50. What's happening with US 30? No, it's not really. It's kind of like gold is, oh wow, ho ho. Maybe it was a good entry, ladies and gentlemen. This is the double your money day with the Alpha FX. Very good. Okay, US 30 is running in 50 pips of profit. 78 pips, 80 pips. How nice is that? Brim TV Network says, I haven't seen anyone yet trading like you. I have learned a lot from your stream as a new trader. Keep the good work. God bless. Thank you so much, brother. Amen. Alright, I'm gonna lock in half of the profit on US 30. I don't trust any assets today. So, good. 4K today. Not bad. US 30, 80 pips. Gold is 113, but I think I have 3 positions, so cumulative, so divided by 3, that would end up to around 30, 34 pips, 33 and a half, and the current 100 pip move. 1 2 1 2, wakey wakey.
Yeah.
You guess we're gonna do every single day. You're gonna do the same thing. every single day, not saying anything, just being quiet?
Something
So you
like
have
that.
some of us.
Concentrated.
Yeah.
We're
Here.
enjoying your analysis.
And your voice.
Oh, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Get it on.
Okay, quickly,
Look at
Ivan
US 30,
Bosniak.
man.
Yeah, nice, 95 pips. So Ivan Bosniak, who I like this guy because he likes macroeconomics and economics. He did some very good comments in the stream, and he's asking to explain my gold short, which I will do, Ivan. Zdravo, kolega. So, looking at the chart, starting with higher time frame, obviously, okay, so we started the macroeconomics. We know exactly that the Fed FOMC meeting is coming tomorrow, and I explained that the market is divided into two groups. The bears are expecting 75 basis point rate hike, or 0.75% interest rate increase, which in the current real rate environment would be very bearish for gold and US stocks. There is no sign or no communication before the blackout period from the Fed that they would pivot from the hawkish stance. So they want to fight inflation. Labor market is still overheating. The economy is not showing any weakness. There are some signs, but nothing major. So there are no red lights for the Fed to stop with the rate hike. Only the midterm elections right now. And the other group is the advocates, the bulls, the advocates of a rally. Now these people are expecting and saying that the Fed is near at the end of the tightening cycle, meaning that if they deliver a lower than expected rate hike of 50, the markets should go up. But I haven't seen any kind of communication from the Fed in the past 6 months, even though Bank of Canada and Royal Reserve Bank of Australia, they did deliver a lower than expected interest rate increase in the past couple of weeks, which is why investors, when they smell money during the earnings season, and you start to feed this little news of potential pivot, and they start overthinking and daydreaming, and the Fed is going to deliver only 50 basis point. There are chances, but we don't know it's going to shock the market, which would favor the stock market just before the midterm election. Now, we did the macroeconomic analysis. Going down to the technicals, you can see that I draw this beautiful trend line, which I do every single day, that lines up with the weekly pivot. It's quite messy, the chart, because there's so many things on it, but you can see that we have this red line, the weekly pivot. We have the Fibonacci. If I'm just going to adjust it correctly, it lines up with the FIB 61.80, and many of the confirmations. So it is an important important junction, which gave another sell confirmation that price should go down. And currently we are swimming in profit again, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? Who's in profit?
Profit. Me.
Me too.
I am.
I am.
I am profit.
I am in profit.
I always noticed whenever you are within 61.8 or 70 Fibonacci, and you check the RSI divergence, it's always working. Not 100%, but you can say 80% of the times it drops, like exactly what happened now.
Which I haven't looked at the RSI. You was the one who brought it up, and look at your analysis. It's working. Well done. So you have an edge on the market. By the way, US 30 is running in, it was 90 pips, now it's back to 84, but I'm gonna say 90. And gold is running in 3 positions at the cumulative 145 pips. Who's good with maths? 145 divided by 3. I'm gonna round it up to 50 pips, okay? That sounds so much better. We have some Balkan gang on the YouTube chat. Luke Koshir, haha, znao sam da si baza Balkana. Zdravo kolega. Ivan Bošnjak is from Croatia. I can't wait to buy my new car and drive down to Croatia next summer with Alpha Junior and the wifey. I looked at the Audi cars and it's freaking ridiculous. A year ago I looked at the Audi RS6 Avant because I wanted to buy this one. 2 years ago the price was about 30% cheaper than now. And you have to wait about 12 to 16 months, not to this one, but for like the A3 and some of the cars, you have to wait 12 months to be made.
Wow. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And the price is just ridiculously expensive in Hungary and I think all around the world. And it's not in stock. Shame. Shame. But
It's
even
not
if there was in
it's not only Audi, it's all brands.
Yeah, but even if it was available, I would really consider if I want to buy a car at a 30% markup, because that's just ridiculous.
It's a rip-off.
It is, like, literally the sales guys, I have a friend who works for Audi. We did the configurator. He helped me to select all the extras that you need to buy in order to be able to resell it later. He did the configuration and he said even if you order it and if you pay the full price, when they deliver it, most likely the sales guys are going to buy it from you and give you extra and they resell it for more expensive. That's the people who work in the garage and the sales department, they buying these brand new cars so they can resell it 3 months later with 10% extra. And 10% extra on these cars is substantial.
So why don't you just go to Germany and take it from there?
It's the same. It's expensive.
You're stealing, you mean?
And plus, you have to pay 20% import in Hungary. It's
Yes.
really expensive to bring in a new car from abroad. So I would be better off if I keep the German number plate. But again, I would lose some of the benefits using it in Hungary. So it's not easy to buy a new car. And many times I did spend just way too much money on a car. It's one of the easiest way to blow your money and your bank account. And I met people who were filthy as fuck, like ridiculously crazy rich, and they were driving an old Volvo and the same Levi jeans for 5 years.
I drive Volvo, but not Levi. Sorry, guys.
So quickly looking at the market. Now gold, again, it did start to break down the market structure. So I don't know what gold is going to do, but I doubt that gold is going to drop down to 1640 today. I think it's going to come back up and, trick everyone into a sell and then come back, lose out all the sells. So it's going to be dirty move in gold. That's what I'm expecting. Hence, I logged in already majority of the profits. Now looking at US 30 is somewhat much nicer, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Now that is a break that I was talking about. That is a structure break. That is a trend line break. Now you see what I'm talking about. If you missed it, either price is going to melt and you miss it again, or if you're lucky, 15 minutes to 30 minutes, you're going to come back to retest and then you can enter. Who's in on US 30?
Nope.
Do I have to say it?
Me.
No, but actually I entered when Marwan said US 30. I wasn't in. It was thanks to Marwan.
Yep, Marwan is buying the beer today.
Beer for all.
Yep.
Friday, not today.
Why
You
not?
cannot buy beer here.
Oh.
No alcohol allowed here, so I have to go to Bahrain you know, it's a nearby country.
Wow, we have 620 people is watching the stream. Hello, wonderful people.
How many likes?
Only 279, so it's 30% of the likes, even less than 30%, around 25%.
News in 2 minutes.
Oh, another news. ISM manufacturing. Yeah, it's time to lock in some profits, guys. So I'm gonna close in on US 30 some more. Another 1k. Leave 2 runners. And gold, on the other hand, I'm not confident on gold. Sometimes I just look at gold and I'm like, you're going to pull down my trousers again, don't you? And we have 1 minute to go until the manufacturing PMI. Now I have to emphasize that the US isn't a manufacturing haven. That's China. That's where they manufacture all the goods that have been sold in the US. Goldie, goldie, goldie. I'm gonna lock in 1 gold position because I don't trust this mother tucker. Actually, I'm gonna lock in 2 positions. Close down 2 positions now. I don't trust gold. Fuck! I closed down the US 30. No. I closed down the US 30 position.
Again,
Oh,
yesterday
man.
also.
Come on, you did the same mistake yesterday. Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot. Oh.
Was it in profit? Then
Look at gold. And the data is out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look on the ISM manufacturing, which is disappointing. So gold is dropping. Running in 180
for
pips.
fuck's sake.
Oh.
And everything is dropping just when I accidentally closed down my US 30 position. Oh man.
That was a nice drop.
Man, you missed it, Thomas. Shit. That's bad.
But thanks to you, I made 2k on US 30. Okay,
Welcome,
how much is
welcome.
I need to check because I don't know how much was the profit when I closed. Total US 30, that was $4,300 pounds. Thank you so much. I need to adjust the window size because it's dropping so heavily. It's hard to follow in a small window. You need more space. So I'm gonna lock in 50%. No, fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna lock in that bigger position. I don't want to leave it on the table. It's too much money. And the other one is moving to break even. Who made money today, by the way?
Me.
Me.
Me too. I missed the call sell because I was a little bit scared on US 30.
Albert.
I didn't want to over leverage. And I recovered the PRS stop loss and I did 1,200 more.
$1,200.
It's not bad, and I have open position. Of course, I have a runner with 400 floating.
Very nice.
Happy.
So, if you're happy, I'm happy, Albert.
I'm happy. I'm really
Happy.
happy, and I say again, I'm really happy to be here with you because it's crazy how you manage all the financial information. That's
like the morning
something that I want
briefings.
to learn too.
Yeah, I don't think you can find it anywhere else. I think there's only it's a really niche market when actually someone can translate all the information and say they actually know finance and economics.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in a lot of groups, and you are the only one that I've been in that you talk about financial every single day. You analyze financial news, financial situations. You are the only one.
And guess what? All the other people trading in financial markets, and they're not talking about financial markets. They just do trend lines.
Yeah. Well, I'm in some group that they are also good. They are different,
Yeah.
but they are also good. But I think learning what you teach us, it's quite a key to be consistent.
Thank you very much for the kind words.
Thank you to you.
And I'm going to start crying now because US 30 is dropping when I accidentally closed down my position and it's running in more profit. It would have run in more profit than gold. I'm an idiot. But gold is running in 90 pips profit and Albert is happy, so I'm happy as well.
Question, Thomas. If you have I'm doing the challenge 20K. If we go on the lots, like on gold, if you go 0.5 lot, is it reasonable or should be less in your opinion? With the kind of stop loss that we used.
Well, it really depends, but you know how to use calculators, right?
Yeah, let's say with the stop loss around $200.
Mm-hmm. The best way to get a really thorough answer is if you go to the website and if you scroll down to Learning Portal, to the bottom, there is a masterclass how to pass a prop firm challenge such as FTMO. When we made the video, FTMO was the all-time king. And it introduces risk management and how to calculate. And actually, I have a spreadsheet about, how to calculate the positions. But just use a position size calculator. And ladies and gentlemen, gold is running in 110 pips of profit. And I thought it's going to be a shit day.
I have a buy limit for 1636 area. So that's what I'm hoping that my TP is for the sell.
I'm gonna lock in another 50% of my profit. And let's have a look. What do we have? At 1636, mentioned by Victor Escalona. What do you see, Victor, at the 1636 price level?
So 1636, there's a demand area based on...
Who demands what?
Sorry?
Demand
zone.
Mm-hmm. Why?
So my demand zone is for gold is usually so if we look at a 15-minute, okay, no, so I guess we could do a fib as well. So if we do a fib from the bottom to the top of this morning
I guess it lines up with the 61.80.
618 or 764.
Yeah.
So is my areas, and then it'll be a buy for long term, I think. But that's if obviously news doesn't wreck us.
Oh man, US 30, fuck's sake.
Forget about it, man. Don't think about it.
You know, when you're missing out, when you were in the trade, it's dropping so nicely, along with gold, and I accidentally closed it down. That is pissing me off when I'm missing out. So I now completely understand how Sophie feels when she's missing out all the trades. Oh god.
Yeah, right. It's been crying me and big behind the scenes about it because we just closed the positions like 12 pips and then boom, happened.
Yeah, I closed out at 52.5. I'm happy though. I got like 1% today, but shit, it would have been past fucking phase 2 had I not closed fucking shit. Stupid piece of shit. Oh my god, I can't. Fucking dying inside.
Yeah.
Thomas, it's all your fault. 620 people on YouTube close to 1 million accounts, and you dropped the price.
Yeah, it's similar that what was that when the retail traders moved the market, the stock market, because there was a really low liquidity stock, and the owner of it was GameStop. Yeah, I think it is GameStop. I wish I could move the market like that. I would happily go to prison. I just need one trade on gold, and I would serve 2 years for that amount of money.
You serve 2 years, no problem.
Well, if I know where I dig the money, I would be happily. Oh god, 115 pips. That is a beautiful drop, guys. What do you think about that?
Amazing, man. It's trade of the week.
Yeah, I was just expecting it to retrace because of the pump from this morning. Didn't expect it to drop like this, really.
Yeah, that I feel your
perfect
pain.
for a beautiful day.
Oh my god, 122 pips. That is just melting. This is quadruple your day. Quadruple your money Tuesday or Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. Triple your money Tuesday. Oh, Sufani Elamas says it was almost obvious. Yeah, alright. Muhammad Raza says, I lost all my equity by following bad mentors. Nothing to do. Well, there's a lot of scammers. Be safe. Wanna be well. 164077. Yeah, I think everyone made money today, guys. That is wonderful. Bram made money as well while he was sitting on that course not to lose his driving license. He went into driving awareness course because he had like 7 points on his license, and he had to choose get another 3 or go to this awareness course, and he not allowed to take his phone in, but somehow he managed to trade, and he had a sell limit at 1656. Maybe he set the sell limit while he was, or before he was going back in, because in Discord I did mention on Discord that I'm looking for sales between 55 and 58. Well done, Bram.
I wonder if he's seeing the drop. I'm just gonna be in for a surprise.
When he came out, I think because he just posted, he says, "Thank you, thank you. I set sell limit on 1656." Boom. That was a good surprise when he came out, I guess. Oh, Luca and Ivan having a bromance on YouTube. Kako se svilja mali. Luka sir koljite broj. Koliko. Anyway, it's a good day, guys. First day of the month. It's bank holiday in Hungary. We made money. Happy days. And we only need 54 likes to reach 400 today. So I'm gonna lock in other 50% of the profit and leave one standard lot as a runner in break even, more than break even. Dobro nije lose kod tebe. Oh, another former Yugoslavian. Kako si? Dobar dan. It's very annoying when I have to talk to myself alone because people think I'm crazy. Because no one is replying to me.
You're not crazy.
Only if you want me
Absolutely
to.
not.
See, this is why I don't talk. You always get me in trouble. All the time. All the fucking time.
You know. You're easy to get into trouble.
That is true.
Luka Koshir asking the Alpha Effects, do you understand Balkan? Zdravo kolega. Yeah, I traveled around, so I used to be a treasury risk manager for OTP Bank. You probably know OTP Bank, so they have subsidiaries in all around Eastern and Balkan and even in Russia, so 15 countries. That was my last corporate job, and I had to manage treasury, risk and treasury, so everything that's sales and trading related in the treasury and capital markets. And the good thing about the job was, that was when I moved back from London. I didn't even remember that I applied for the job. And BlackRock, I withdrew my application because they were cunts. So I took this job, and immediately in the first week, I get to travel to 3 countries, which I've never been before. That was fucking amazing, even though it was a lot of work and, you know, first week. But, you know, we got drunk immediately on the first night. The Balkan colleagues were absolutely amazing down in Montenegro. We had a beautiful, wonderful dinner with, you know, 20 people I didn't know, finance professionals working in the bank, and it was just wonderful. And that's how I picked up some of the Balkan lingo.
What happened at BlackRock? That sounds juicy.
That they opened a office in Budapest many years ago, and they opened like a shared services hub that's working under London, New York, and Hong Kong. So it's like a back office, but also, so it's not a risk-taking arm of BlackRock, but they also have some analysis team and you know, risk management and even trading support. And I applied for LDI job and another job. They brought me in for an interview, and actually I was recommended by London by a lady who opened the Budapest office. Someone sent my CV to her and said, listen, Tamás is moving back home, you should look at his CV because he would be a very good fit, because my education in finance and economics, my experience in capital markets, my English, my charm and my look, along with other things. So they called me in. He passed my CV to the managers, and they called me in for interviews, and it was just an endless nightmare. They would keep calling me in, and I went on a break back to London with my wife for 3 days or 5 days. They found out that I'm in London, and because the job was under London, they sent me in an interview on my holiday. And when I came back to Budapest, they sent me another interview to the Budapest office, and I said, listen guys, you need to stop this shit. And then they had an event in one of the fanciest restaurants in Budapest, and they said, yeah, come for dinner, meet some of the senior vice presidents and directors, and they're going to decide about who they want. And I found out on the dinner, one of my good friends, I met him, that he used to work for he was working for BlackRock, and he knew that he's gonna get the position since the first day when the interview started. And I get so pissed off. I said, if you guys knew that he's gonna get the job, why the fuck asked me to go into 6 interviews, and even in my holiday, and that pissed me off. So I said I'm out. That's why I was pissed off on BlackRock.
Damn, that sounds so tedious. Good thing you didn't go for it.
Yeah. One of the major fuck up was that there was 2 buildings in Budapest, a new one and the old one, and the lady, the secretary in London, booked the interview to the wrong building, so I had to travel, to the other side of the town when I found out that the interview will be in the other building, and I looked like an idiot, and I said, sorry, but it wasn't my fault. Anyway, I'm glad that I don't work in corporate anymore. Let's have a look in the markets, guys. Enough of the chit chat. It's time to make some money. So about 90% of the position filled on US 30. Fuck's sake. Gold over 50% sold, and it bounced off from the R1 resistance level and also the previous high low. So what can we expect on gold? Do you think it's going to retrace? Most likely, right?
Expecting it to like just be ranging.
Brainstorm is asking, do
At
hedge
this
funds and
level.
banks day trade or just swing trade? That is up to whatever they do. Some of the hedge funds, they can't even short, so they have to go long only. Banks, they do day trade because they have something called the ALM department, so they have to manage the currencies they have in the reserve. And for example, at the beginning of the summer, when everyone takes out euros because they go on Croatia to visit Luka and Ivan, and if the currency reserves drop in euros, they have to go out to the market and buy some euros to do day trade. But that's an ALM trade. And going back, what did you say, B?
Oh, I was expecting it to range, like not get past to maybe
Yeah.
around 53.
Yeah,
So,
I was expecting that
100,
as well.
100 pip range.
But now it's bouncing back, which it's good for us. Now we just need to find out which is going to be. It looks like it's going from pivot to pivot, which the pivot lines up with another trend line. Coincidentally, look at this. If we extend this, nice support. It could be kind of like quite a big inverted head and shoulder, but I don't want to see things which are not on the chart. We have support and resistance right here. We have daily pivot right here. We have consolidation right here. We have trend line here. So from junction to junction, from pivot to pivot, gold is dropping, and I see the possibility that price is going to tap into 1638. It won't touch the weekly pivot in my opinion. It's going to just miss it by a few pips. So the target should be around 1638, and then it's going to come back, go up the stairs to where it started the drop, and then it will be decided on the FOMC interest rate decision tomorrow. That's my view. What do you think?
Thomas, I have a question. For example, when you have these type of moves, but there's still a lot of liquidity at top, like 1660 and above, do you think it'll get picked up?
Say it again.
Massive. Oh, because I see that there's still going to be a lot of liquidity, right? On top of like 1660 and above, maybe 1665.
Yeah.
Something like that. If you have these types of moves, like this is a massive move that we have right now. Is there still a chance that it picks up?
Oh hell yeah. You know gold. It shows you like, oh, that was a big 100 pip move. And then, like, look at this. This is the perfect example. This was that we started to short at this price level. Price dropped 200, let's call it 250 pips, and we're like, oh yeah, that's fucking yeah. Some people stayed in the position despite I said don't stay in, and boom, price moved up 500 pips. Completely the opposite. So what are the chances that gold is going to do the same thing? Quite high. I don't think it's going to go past 1661 unless the Fed raises only 50 basis point rate hike. But don't trust gold ever. Anything is possible in the markets. Anything is possible. I'm happy with this. How much was this drop? There was 124 pips, guys. I'm more than happy with this. Are you happy with this?
Absolutely.
Very. Had I stayed, I would have been even more happy. But I'm still happy. I'm in profit.
Bram
Fucking
is
shit.
still. It's good, isn't it? Bram is still on the AAA meeting. Still can't listen in. What's happening? I imagine that he's sitting. Again, I can't listen in. So frustrated. Hopefully, with my new job, I will have more time. He's sitting on the AA or AAA meeting or whatever it is. I guess he's just checking his phone like, oh shit, I'm in profit.
Okay, guys, I'm done for the day. I have to go home.
Thank you for
Thank you,
the trade on US 30.
Most welcome.
Bye,
see you
Marwan.
tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye, B.
Bye,
everyone.
Habibi.
Thank you, Marwan.
Habibi. Take care.
Habibi.
guys. Bye.
So Stefan Christie is asking about what do I think whether the Fed is going to pivot or continue rate hikes. Well, it's 100% they're going to continue. The question is by how much they're going to raise, 50 or 75. And he's asking the second question, Stefan Christie, is 50 basis point a sign of a pivot? Absolutely fucking yes. Because everyone is expecting 75. But Stefan, we discussed this at the beginning of the stream, that what would considered as a pivot by the Fed. The market is divided into two parts. The bulls, such as Wilson from Morgan Stanley, who is one of the finest analysts, the most followed, I would say, and the most expensive, and Morgan Stanley, that says that the end of the Fed tightening is nearing, but he doesn't say when. And I would say it's about 2023, beginning of the year will be when they slow down with the rate hikes or stop with the rate hikes. So if the Fed delivering a 50 basis point rate hike tomorrow, I already marked on the chart that price is 50 basis point. Yeah, if deliver 50 basis point, price is going to be bullish because the real rates are going to be lower. That is a sign that there's a pressure coming up from the corporate bond market, from stocks, from gold and everything. So it will be super bearish for stocks and for gold as well. Now a 75 basis point rate hike would mean that the Fed is going to continue with the rate hike that they started with the monetary policy tightening at the beginning of the year 2022, from 0 to hero all the way up to 4.5% on the short end of the yield curve. If they raise another 75 basis point, that would push the yield up on the short end above 5%. The long end, I don't know what is the 10-year treasury yield right now, but again that would go above 5% as well, placing the Fed way ahead everyone on the bond market game. So that would be super bearish for gold and stocks. We're still running in 100 pips, guys. What's happening with US 30 and US 30? Oh god.
Thomas, are we also expecting the US 30 to retrace back?
Always expect a retracement. I mean, okay, here's a question. Every impulse move is followed by what?
Retracement.
Exactly. So expect a retracement. So sooner or later, whether it's going to 1 hour or 1 week, I have no idea.
Hi, Thomas.
Javed.
How are you, sir?
Miss you, brother.
I just come back from work, right? So staying just one night here, I'll then go back to work again. Hopefully start trading next week, hopefully. I'll have one question. If it's not related to, it is related to the FOREX, right? What is the arbitrage trading.
What is the arbitrage trading? So
Yeah.
the arbitrage is when you see an opportunity in the market that, for example, TradingView is leading and your broker is lagging. So TradingView is showing you a drop before it's happening on your broker MetaTrader. That, for example, that could give an arbitrage opportunity. Or, for example, if you see on the currency market that there's an arbitrage opportunity.
Yeah, I see people, they are using the expert advisor to make money, right? So this is new for me, but right, the arbitrage, I know the EA, right? But
You shouldn't not. If you're new to trading, don't even think
Okay.
about going to the EA and all that. Learn trading first,
okay.
because otherwise you're gonna
No.
get lost.
Yeah, but I only do manual trading because I just opened 250 account yesterday and today. I end up like 82 quid profit with the 250 account, right? So that is, I just scalp the market quick in and out with the gold, right, at the moment, right? So that's kind of good, isn't it? But soon I start follow you, right, and hold my trade for a longer period.
Start with demo, learn the basics, learn how not to lose money before you can learn how to make money.
No, I know the basic. I know the
Everyone knows the
because
basics. Everyone thinks they know trading, and yet they
Yeah,
come back to me.
Yeah, but because you the information you provide,
Even I don't know everything. Even I go back to
yeah,
the basics. Like,
yeah,
we always learn.
never ever. What you teach us. I didn't see anyone the way you are teaching us, right? So. But this is amazing. You are whatever you're doing, so that's why I joined you.
No, you are
I'm
amazing,
trying
Javed.
to learn more about it. I did send you my, the 86 trade, which was US 30 and FTMO trial. You checked it, and there was 86 out of 86, right? I even didn't believe it, but that's take me 4 days. For the 86 trades. So if it's the one-off rise, what for? Okay, this is the pure luck drive. Obviously, I've done something good, so that's why 86 out of 86 zero loss it was. And with the 250 account making 82 pound in 2 days, that's I think bit out. But with your help, I think I'm going to make a lot of money. Inshallah.
Inshallah, brother. Inshallah.
Thank you very much.
So now gold and US 30 is retracing. I'm looking in all the profits. I don't want to look at it. I logged in, closed in all the profits, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to call it a day because, tomorrow is the big day.
Thank you, Thomas. Take care.
You're very welcome. Take care. Speak tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to do a morning briefing. Maybe we're going to do, because we're going to do the evening trading. So we're going to have the morning briefing in the afternoon, alright? Just before the FOMC.
Perfect. Perfect.
Ciao, cacao.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank
Bye.
you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you.
Shabir, don't drive and trade. How you doing, brother? See you guys. Alright. And beautiful people of YouTube. Oh, did I just... No, I'm still sharing the screen. Alright. So, how did you like today's trade? Wasn't it awesome? We backed in 120 pips literally in a matter of minutes. Price dropped so freaking hard that Marwan called out the US 30 drop, I called out the gold drop. Hundreds of pips made today. Did you make some money today? I want to see the comments on YouTube. But I have some good news. So I reopened the joining because I closed them, but so many people reached out that they want to join the community. So I reopened yesterday. I think it was 10 memberships. There's 1 and 1 left. I need to update the website. But if you want to enjoy 50% discount and get the membership for a 50% discount, all you have to do is go to alphafx.eu and use the 50% discount. Take advantage. It's yours, no one else's. If you don't take it, someone else will take it. So think wisely. I deliver fundamental and macroeconomic analysis every single day. You saw the results today. I do it every single day in form of morning briefings, which are uploaded to the website and recorded, but we do it live. But those who cannot attend the 8 o'clock meeting, they can rewatch it and prepare for the coming day. What's happening in geopolitics, fundamentals, macroeconomics, what's happening with the yields, and there's so many things to focus. So I translate this into easy to understand morning briefings. I explain what is happening on the market, what is the market sentiment, what dominates the market sentiment on the street, and then translate it into actual viable trading setups and strategies. Simple as that. I don't think anyone else does at this level with this macroeconomic knowledge. Some people do, but most of them just draw trend lines. I'm not 100% right, but if you want to join, want to learn, and get daily analysis and support, join the FOREX community. Memberships are limited, 50% discount, just posted into the chat. Take advantage. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow. This is the FOREX.
It's all about experience. It's to feel the adrenaline running through our veins. Like all the things we do that excite us. Whatever world we come from or live in, there are people that are born to succeed. They're called special, to hustle every day for an opportunity of a lifetime. Looking for the challenge to shape our future is something that's in our DNA. A privilege just available for a few. Traders, we see things differently, paying attention to every small detail that would maybe go unnoticed by the common eye. On or by the edge is our playground, with a constant strive for glory, seeking for a new tomorrow. Do you feel special? Take back control of your investments.